All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Tony, and I'm preparing for the Lsat. And let's see here. I wanted to give a update today as to what my progress was yesterday. Let's get out all subjects here so we can see this. First, I wanted to give something very important that I discovered, which is that the Lsat will make your brain boil. This is the image that I get when I think of studying for the LSAT because um, actually I should have made it through the sufficient and necessary conditions yesterday, but I did not. I got all the way through the video lesson, and let's see if I have the thing up here. Here we go. So I got all the way through the video lesson. I took detailed notes on it, and I did some of the cards, as you can see here, 10 out of 21 cards. Oops. And so I haven't done any of these drills. And the reason I didn't do any of the drills is because it was the end of the day, and I knew that I wouldn't, by the time I got to this point in sufficient and necessary condition cards, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do any of the drills. So today I plan to make it through all these drills. Now the drills are what does this to you, because you just go through like, each one of these questions. So let's say we've got 32 questions here. Oh, that says cards, so 50 questions. Okay, so we're going to do these drills on cards, and we're going to have 50 questions. Okay, that's 50 questions, 50 minutes of your brain doing this. It's like, and it's a lot because you're just pouring through and over every detail of the argument. Here's my notes. I wanted to talk about one of the questions that came up the other day that might be interesting for people who are doing the LSAT. Here's a question from an LSAT that LSAT Max proposes or uses to teach necessary or sufficient and necessary conditions. And so, no more muffins, thanks. So here it is. It's a pretty simple questions stimulus. And this was a very simple question, and that's why it's good for our evaluation here. So it says, only the electorate is moral and intelligent. Only if the electorate is moral and intelligent will a democracy function well. So only if. That's our trigger to start with. Referring over here to my notes, I'm going to grab just quickly so you can see what I'm going from. Only if, only when, and only where introduce necessary condition. So you've got the necessary, which is over here. So you have sufficient on this side, necessary on this side. If this were a representative of something, and that's this statement. The sufficient condition is on the left side, and the necessary condition is on the right side. All right, so I'm not going to take time to teach all that. I just wanted to mention that real quick to set up this question. Only if the electorate is moral and intelligent will a democracy function. So you can see I've got here, if a democracy, for the democracy to function well, the electorate has to be moral and intelligent, because you have your only if, which indicates the necessary condition. So see, actually I did that backwards. I should have had that flipped, because only if sets up the necessary condition and sufficient comes first. So I'm still learning on this, and one thing that I noticed here is that if the electorate is moral and intelligent, down here you have in question answer choice C, if the electorate is not moral and intelligent. Now you can see in my evaluation of the statement, I separated emotion. I'm trying to get this in the camera here. I separated electorate is moral and electorate is intelligent, as though those are two separate functions. But when they explain the question, they actually join those two together, that moral and intelligent has that they're taken together. Okay, so I say that just to say this. Uh, when any two people look at a statement, they can sort of start looking at it in different ways. And I think that's what makes the LSAT really uh, a really difficult test, is because you have to be very precise about the way you do things. And I tend more towards the artistic side, and so being very precise is not my forte. I tend to try to look at something and then say, well, what, maybe we can look at it like. I think that's just human nature to be creative and think about things creatively. So anyway, short little video today. That's where we're at. This is where I'm at on my LSAT training. Um, I'm basically here, and today I'll be doing these cards as soon as I shut this thing off, and then do some drills. So I gotta get these cards down so that I can really start uh, remembering all these things, like the if and only if. If and only if indicates that each variable is both sufficient and necessary condition. So you've got, both, that arrow would go both ways. So I'm going to study these cards and try to memorize all the rules so that they're in my frame of reference when I start looking at questions. And then I'm going to melt my brain by doing, where is it? Is that back here? Melt my brain by doing 50 questions. So my goal today will be to get through this before the afternoon and actually start looking at um, the missing premise drills and all that. Oh, is that on the same here? Okay, that's only the same. So I guess my goal would be to finish all this. These, basically be caught up with day April 13 on this calendar. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Have a good day, and go crush the LSAT. Let me know if you have any comments, or if any of this could be more helpful. If I mentioned something else, and as every day I say, I'd really like to have feedback on other courses that you're taking, just because that helps me, and maybe it would help. There's about 4 of us that are viewing this together, and so I appreciate you guys being here with me. And I think one of them is Julio, and there's a young lady who is also watching. She's a singer too, so that was cool. I watched a few seconds of her singing. Got a pretty good voice. So thank you guys for watching, and please leave a comment just to keep me inspired, and hopefully this is inspiring you. All right, have a good day.